This is Bloomberg Surveillance with Jonathan Farrow, Lisa Abramowitz, and Anne-Marie Hordern.
Live from New York City this morning. Good morning, good morning. For our audience worldwide, Bloomberg Surveillance starts right now. Let's build on some of this conversation with Sal Lifrieri. He is the president of Protective Countermeasures, a firm focused on providing risk and threat management solutions to corporations. He joins us now. Sal, welcome to the program. We want to do better. How can these corporations do better?
Well, I think, as the woman just mentioned, that the, security at the building, especially at that particular building, was relatively strong. He actually had uniformed NYPD, even though he was working off duty, but uniformed NYPD presence in the lobby. It's tough to increase it any more than that. So the problem, I think, that really is existing, and I think that this starts to show, is that when you have these situations develop, this guy didn't just snap. He didn't wake up one day and decided he was going to do this. This is something that happens over a progression of time. And there are particular indicators to potentials to violence that occur that are often overlooked. And, we've developed a program called the TAG program, a threat assessment group that works with corporations, that actually looks at when you get that inappropriate correspondence that comes in. And more times than not, people just kind of throw it away and go, it's just a kook, it's a problem, it's nothing. And what we've seen over time is that it becomes something. It's a slow development. And the ability to get in front of it at that point to provide some type of counseling or interdiction is critical. Trying to stop it in the lobby in the moment when he walks in with the rifle is way too late.
Given that this was the most deadly shooting in Midtown in New York in some 20 years, from what you've seen, has there been a real increase in threats to different corporate offices, or is this just a really high-profile one-off that you can point to?
No, I think there are significant threats that are coming through. I think we see it almost on an everyday basis, right? 20 years ago, you didn't see the road rage incidents that you have today. The amount of anger, the amount of frustration that people are exhibiting, whether it's the economy, whether it's COVID, whatever it is, we're starting to see this uptick in it. And I think the other thing is, with the advent of social media, it makes it very easy now to reach out to people. Before, you almost had to work to get to a CEO and to get something in his hands or to get to him. And today you can start off very slowly, and you can make these threats. So we're seeing an uptick along the way, where ultimately it winds up in violence. And, one of the other statistics I think is sort of crucial is when the shooting happened the other day, I think the statistic was something like that was the 245th active shooter situation we've had in the country since January. So the amount of violence there is just, it's starting to just uptick.
There's still a lot of questions, and I know that the NYPD has gone to Las Vegas to get more ground intel to understand exactly what happened here. What's the key piece of information that you're still waiting to learn to properly gauge what this threat was and how to better protect against something like this going forward?
Well, I think one of the things that they'll be able to do is, when they get into the home, to understand, get a look at the computers if they're still there, any electronic devices that he may have had, to see where that progression came from. Was there any information? Was there anything that was sent to the NFL? Were there other writings? Were there things that friends and neighbors may have seen a change in? I think while we're not looking for a prosecution because the perpetrator is dead, but what we'd be looking for is a good understanding of what the motivation was in this. And again, this wasn't a thing where he just jumps up one day and decides to do this. Especially if it's proven to be true that it is CTE that he had, that's going to show over a period of time. And I think those are the indicators that we're going to be looking for. Did he write a manifesto, which seems to be going on? He did write a suicide note that he brought with him. So clearly he had an indication that this is what he was going to do, that he wasn't going to leave alive.
Tragic. Truly heartbreaking. Sal, Thanks for making time for us this morning. We appreciate it. Sal Lifrieri there of Protective Countermeasures. With an update on stories worldwide with your Bloomberg brief, let's cross back over to Yahira. Hey, Yahira.
Hi,